We came to Gdansk for a very simple reason. Our members here put forward a very nice bid, which was very attractive. Not just because the city was good, but they found a nice hotel which was the right size for our audience, and they pitched things right. They obtained local sponsorship, and we had not held this particular event in Poland before. This is my first time in Gdansk. I've been to Warsaw and Krakow before on ICCA activities. And actually, I think for almost all the delegates, this is their first time in Gdansk, and for the vast majority, it's their first time in Poland. And I was speaking to the deputy mayor of Gdansk last evening, and explaining that in the room he now had 100 very positive ambassadors, or 120 very positive ambassadors for the city, because the impression that was given to the delegates has been a very positive one. We've walked in the old town, we've seen all of the amazing historical buildings. Our local hosts have helped to communicate the story of Gdansk, which is a very interesting one, especially the connections with Lech Walesa and the Solidarity movement. We all had a little book given in our rooms last night, for example, giving a personal history of Lech Walesa and the whole Solidarity movement. So that helps to put into context what is the significance of this city.
Baltic Sea, it's a place that I've not discovered before, and I think it's very exciting. I really liked, arriving at a place that feels like it's like a cocoon that's comfortable for the conference because it fits the size of the conference. I know there's a lot of events going on, which is exciting. Right? We have a volleyball tournament going on, I think at an international level, where these people are in the hotel and in this environment. We have a European Union conference going on. How does that compare to how I felt before? Before it was a name, now it has emotion and structure and feeling around it. And that context, I think, is great for events.
Not know that much about Gdansk, to be honest. This is my first time here. I know that Norway and Gdansk, especially Bergen, the gateway to the fjords, and Gdansk have strong connection from the Hanseatic time. And also I know very much that there is a lot of oil platforms and ships that are being built here that are used on our coastline. So I know there's a strong connection there. But I've never been here before, so I had this. I didn't know what to expect when I came here, but that I have certainly been surprised. It's a beautiful city.
I had to look on a map actually to see and find where to find Gdansk. I heard about it, but I didn't know where it was. What I've seen so far, well, actually I've been very busy with the program so far, so I have not seen a lot. But yesterday evening in the venue was beautiful. We were walking in the city center, and it looked a lot like Amsterdam. And I learned later that there's a lot of Dutch architecture here, and it tells. So I feel at home in Gdansk.
It's my second visit in Gdansk. First time I was last year. I don't even remember if it's 1 or 2 years ago. I think it was it was 2 years ago actually. I think it's already 2 years ago. And we stayed at the new opened Radisson Hotel, I remember that. Now I came in the last day. I remember when I came it was grey, and now we are spoiled with sunshine in your city. It's a beautiful center. We enjoy it very much. We had some good beer yesterday, some good local food in the restaurant where I can't pronounce the name, I think. And I will always be happy to come back to your city.
I looked up Gdansk on the website before I left, not just about the weather conditions, but also a bit about the history. And I was really surprised that at a time that Amsterdam did not exist, this town already was existing. In golden ages, Gdansk and Amsterdam must have worked together by trade. So that is very interesting. And you also still see a little bit of Dutch influence in some of the city parts, a little bit of the Giebel houses and the merchant houses. To be honest, before I participated in the seminar, I had never even looked at Gdansk before. So being here now, I'm very impressed with the city and with the people. I really think that it's a very lovely city.
If you think of Poland, you of course think of the capital city like Warsaw. I I know Krakow by name, but Gdansk, never heard of it. But now I've come here, in just 2 days' time, I've learned quite a lot. I never knew before that it was a city where the Second World War started, and it has so many rich cultures. So it's a pity I couldn't stay longer, but I love the city and its charm. Yeah, the people are friendly. It's a very nice city.
Lech Walesa story was on our television screens. For us, that story represented a struggle for freedom, for liberty, and that's for any city going to be a great brand to have. And I think that that's something no other Polish city or no other city that I know in Europe can point to and say we are the cradle of freedom. So the story started here, everyone knows it, and I think that by attending a conference in Gdansk, a lot of people will be very happy that at last they have a positive reason to come to Gdansk and visit it. And I'm perfectly sure that having visited Gdansk for a conference, many people will decide to come right back for a longer holiday with their friends, with their family, and so it's no surprise to me that people enjoy coming to Gdansk.
Conference organisers make decisions using both their heads and their hearts. They need to have a good bid proposal which actually meets the business objectives that they've set. They have to have a good venue, they have to have good hotels, infrastructure has to be good, airline access, things like that are very important. And they need to know that there are good professionals who can support them. But when you end up with a shortlist of 3 or 4 destinations who all have those same attributes, then you have to start thinking about, well, what is the more emotional appeal? And Gdansk can tell a very powerful story of what it symbolises in terms of freedom, communication, links between East and West. Those sort of stories are very important in winning the final decision when you're bidding for events. And the significance, of course, is as part of the Hanseatic League to begin with. So it has a long history of connecting different countries through trade, through communication. And it also has a very critical role in terms of the reunification of Europe, the breaking down of communism, and the opening up of new ideas and freedom. So those things are as important to understand as going to the training seminars and learning about sales and marketing issues. It's important to understand where cities, where countries actually fit into the broader scheme of what's going on in Europe, especially for a relatively young audience such as we have here.